Good morning. Jack Frost is back. Very late season little foray. I'm going to be out all morning today. Come out to sit out for the morning flight for the ducks and geese coming back in, and then we're going to sit out in the hide and fly the tide, which is going to be quite a big one today, so we might get some decoying action in on the ducks. I packed a lot of gear, food, supplies, bubble wrap, cardboard, everything a true wildfowler should have in the bag. So I've come to my favourite bend in the river, a little bend on the creek. This is where I sit out for my favourite place to sit out for morning flight. Got a lot of ducks coming back in on this flight line. You get ducks coming off the estuary and geese going backwards and forwards. There's already several widgeon packs come right over the top. You can almost reach out and touch them, but I just can't see them. You can hear them at kind of big squadrons coming right past, but it's just not light enough for me to see for a shot. But they come very early. Widgeon seem to judge the light perfectly nearly every time. But a lot of goose noise in the area. There's already teal coming off the estuary into these creeks. So there's all kinds of backwardsing and forwardsing, so we'll just wait, see if we get a shot at something. Well, it's all gone quiet now. It's still quite dark, but I think that's a flight over. Lots of teal coming off the marsh past me, going up the creeks. I could not touch them at all. Too good for me. So here we are on the marsh for a tide flight. Signs of spring. The birds are singing this morning. You can hear the woodpeckers doing their courtship rattling in the background on the trees. My clever idea to put the decoys out last night maybe wasn't the wisest, because they're all frosted up now. Hopefully they'll melt out a wee bit when it warms up with a bit of sun on them, because they look anything but realistic decoys at the moment. Anyway, got 3 hours till high tide. Build a hide up and get some breakfast done. So we're all set up in the hide, waiting for the tide to start pushing. It'll be another hour or so before it does. Always like to get here nice and early. But we do have a problem with the gun. We're down to one shot. Unfortunately, the magazine feeder tube seems to be stuck. So it won't feed the cartridges in, so I can only put one in the chamber. That's it. Unfortunately, I don't have the tools with me to do a strip down and fix it, so we're restricted to one shot, so we'd have to make the best of one shot on any chances. I did bring a spare gun, the 12 bore. I really didn't want to fire off unmoderated shots today, but I might end up, depending on what happens, if they start flooding in big packs, I might switch over to the 12 just to make use of the situation. Otherwise, we'll just go with one shot and try and hit stuff first time. Bit of a pain, it would happen on the best day of the season. We've got subsonic TSS number 8s, so they'll knock down any duck that comes along. And just by chance, if any geese come over, this is a proven goose killer, this load as well. It only does about 1,000 feet per second, but it's subsonic, but it packs quite a punch. So just a matter of waiting. Really peeved off. There's nothing more irritating than mechanicals. And I've been waiting for this flight for a few weeks. I didn't know I was going to have the gun trouble, but I brought 2 just in case, because you never know. It's nothing worse than being out here and having a gun snag, and just by chance we got one. I don't know, I left a gun in the car last night, and whether the cold temperatures have frozen something, but anyway, I'll make the best of it. Well, I thought that was going to be a very quiet, damp squiv of a flight, but a few packs of widgeon came in late on. Pulled the old safety catch special and managed to drop one and then get a right and left. Pretty quiet, no teal really. I think they're inland on a freshwater marsh. Usually you can rely on a few teal coming up and down the creeks, but it was just the widgeon. Maybe it's not rough enough for them to want to come off the main estuary, but a few packs did and we had a bit of fun, so a nice way to finish the season. I'm back out for another flight on this coastal flood, hoping for some widgeon. I've actually brought some decoys tonight to try and, it's quite a large expanse and a lot of the time they're going into the far corners, but I'm just trying to encourage them to circle and come in to this corner where they're nearest me. So I put a spinner and chucked a few mallard and widgeon decoys in there, not a lot, just something just to try and key on, or for them to key on, focal point. So hopefully we get some circling and either coming straight into here or circling over the water and crossing that bit of clear sky. It's just a yeah.